constituency that he has to keep sweet to support him is very anti-woke. So, if you want full-blown woke, then it's whatever follows Trump is where that will come from.
I think it's funny how they're like the Washington Post did a piece on Stacey Abrams like she was the second Messiah, and the media is just totally doting over her, but not a single media report mentions that she was at the Bilderberg Group meeting last year with the likes of Jared Kushner and Kissinger and Pompeo.
Yeah, well, the thing is, yes. Well, all you got to do is look at who owns the Washington Post, Jeff Bezos.
Who's made billions off this pandemic, by the way.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been saying for years that the plan is to destroy small business and even medium-sized business, and even some big business that's not cult-created. In fact, all big business is not cult-connected, rather. I've been saying that the classic cult operation that they want to dominate different areas of society in terms of corporations and commerce is Amazon. What's happened in this lockdown pandemic catastrophe for vast numbers of people is that the market share of Amazon has gone through the roof. How many businesses that were competition in some form for Amazon will never reopen.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, so
it's really sad, man.
It all fits.
It's gutting.
This pandemic hoax has given them everything. In fact, it's a funny thing. I think I mentioned earlier. I've just finished a book. It's called The Answer, which is going to print next week, actually. And
nice.
85% of the book was written before the pandemic kicked in any way that was extreme. What I've done towards the end of the book is 2 chapters, lengthy, very detailed chapters, in which I take the pandemic apart. I mean, just take it apart and show there is no virus. It's not even, they've created a virus. No, there is no virus, and it's an extraordinary story. But if there's no virus, you can control it. Because you're controlling it by a fake test, because this PCR test is fake. It's not testing for COVID-19. It's almost unbelievable. Talk about the bigger the lie, the more they'll believe it. So people are testing positive for COVID-19 with a test that's not testing for COVID-19. So that's where the cases come from, and the deaths are coming from death certificate fraud, whereby they're redesignating everything that moves COVID-19. On my website,
right.
Today, there's a video where someone's pulled together these different social media posts over these weeks from families and doctors and medical people and loved ones who are telling their story, their personal story of how they've seen people die of something, and then COVID-19, which was nothing to do with their death, goes on the death certificate. And there's a UK doctor who's just come out and talked about this, who working in the National Health Service here, as it's called. And he came out with a stunning line where he said, I do know that other doctors have been putting COVID-19 on the death certificate for anyone who's died from early March onwards. So this is where the figures are coming from. And when you've not got, if you had a real virus, you've lost control of it. You don't know where it's going to go and what it's going to affect. But if you have the perception of one, and you're actually creating the illusion through a fake test and manipulating death certificates and what have you, then you can control when the figures go up, and you control when they go down. And you control when there's a second wave, because that's coming. They're going to have a field day this winter with this. Absolutely. It's something that people obviously find difficult to grasp often, because the scale of the lie is so massive. People say, "Oh yeah, they lie, but they wouldn't lie that much," but they do, and it's in lying that much that they get people to believe that they wouldn't lie. They wouldn't tell whoppers like that. Well, they would.